Hello! Today's pepper is the Aji Mango. As you can see here, it's got a nice bright yellow color to it. It's got an interesting shape. Some of them have a little, I almost would call it a tail, not quite. This one here has ripened completely, and the other hasn't, so we'll just be cutting this one open today. And it's actually quite a nice plant. I quite liked this one, and it grew very well. It took a very long time to start to ripen all the pods. As you can see, in a few minutes I'll take you outside and have a look. There aren't very many ripened peppers on these plants, but considering the heavy weather we get here and the very hot days and the very cold nights we've had over the summer, I'm quite impressed with the overall production of this plant. So all in all, I'm quite happy with how the plant performed. So here we are in late September 2020. Looking at my Aji Mango plants. As you can see, they aren't the biggest plants in the world, but they did pretty good compared to some of the other ones. These are the Brazilian Starfish, which are closely related to the Ajis. They're taking their sweet time to ripen, but let's see here. You can see there's a few in here. Let's see if I can focus on that. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to take this one here. And I'll take this one here. There we go. Looks like that larger one I just picked has a little bit of green on it still. But this other one looks like it's pretty fully ripened. So the plants are quite nice actually. They, as you can see, they produce prolifically. There's a huge number of peppers on there, and it did really well with our kind of less than ideal weather this year. We had a lot of cool nights. The days were very hot. And then the nights were often below 10 degrees Celsius, so hence how small the plant is. But the smaller leaves seem to lend themselves well to some of the high winds we had, compared to some of the larger leafed plants. Let's see what I have in here. Looks like all the plants I have in my garden are pretty small leafed. But the larger leaves here, you can see they kind of got beaten up a little bit. So with the small leaves, they can handle the higher winds, a little bit of hail, a little bit of heavy weather in general. So all in all, I'm quite pleased with how the plant performed. Let's just go inside and give that a try. If I can focus here. There we go. Nice, firm. They feel like a typical Aji in that respect. Probably thin-walled. But yeah, let's go give them a try. Okay, so here you can see the Aji Mango a little closer. See if I can get a little better focus here. There we go. So there's the interesting pods. These ones have kind of a fun little tail going on. I don't know how many of them are going to be like that. It's an interesting phenotype anyway. But, as you can see, this is a little bit green still. So we're going to go for this one, which is, I would say, about 95% ripened. There's a slight undertone of greenness in parts of it, but not too much. All right. So let's see if this stem pops off easily here. Yeah, a little bit, I guess. It's not too bad. Let's go ahead and cut it open. Nice and firm. Wow, I haven't even brought it up to my face yet, but I can really smell. It literally does smell like mango. I'm very impressed with how it smells, even from the distance here. So I'm just going to get a little closer here so you can sort of see how its interior looks. There we go. much like you'd expect it to. A nice amount of seeds, so for regrowing, it's convenient, but not stuffed right full. This is a capsicum baccatum, similar to the other ahis and the Brazilian Starfish. But I can tell you this already smells better than the ahi Calabaza that I tested last week, I guess it was. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut the seeds out of this. So here I'm joined by my lovely wife Rochelle, and we have here the Aji Mango, which I just cut up. And maybe before we taste test, just smell that.
Fruity.
Fruity, yeah. Does it smell like mango to you?
Let's see. Smells
Here,
a little bit like
again.
Apricot.
It's kind of like, it's a little bit like the Brazilian Starfish, hey? Cut it again. Here's freshly cut.
Accurate.
Freshly cut. Smell.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a little citrusy too. Think citrus.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. It reminds me a lot of the Brazilian Starfish. So I would say my guess is they're probably very closely related. Touched your nose. It should probably be okay, but don't eat that one because it has the sponge and the seeds. So we've learned over the years doing the pepper tests that we don't really like the extreme heat we get out of the spongy component where the seeds are attached. That's where most of the capsicum, most of the capsaicin is located, and so we typically just cut those out. I mean, we don't use that part of the pepper in our cooking either, so why do a taste test with the part that we won't normally eat anyway? So I will eat the one that has a little bit of the rib still attached to the center. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it has a little bit of the rib still. Yours does not, so the heat level in yours should be lower than mine. And so I'm just going to go ahead and... There's heat. It is really fruity. Like mine is almost like tart, like mango-y actually. Maybe it's a bit
mango-y or orange citrus apricot.
Yeah. It's if you have one of those in mind, that's probably what you'll taste. There's definitely heat there though. So obviously, like if you've watched any of my other videos, you can see my face is not sweating. I'm not, having a hard time at all. The heat level in this, I would say, is similar to, like for me, when a jalapeno is fully ripened, and we've removed all the seeds, and then you like roast it in the oven or barbecue or something. That's the heat level, so it's pretty low for me.
This is Pax Punch, but it's like really delicious. But it also has like, if you're eating it like straight like this, it's got notable heat.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to add it to a pot of chili, the heat might get lost.
Yeah, you'd need quite a bit. You'd probably, there's peppers out there that are known as the 7-pot chilies. Those ones you can, spice up 7 pots of chili with 1 pepper. These are definitely not that. These aji mangoes, I would say, are less hot without the guts. Less hot than a jalapeno for sure. So it would take a lot to really spice up a pot of chili, but it doesn't really belong in chili anyway.
But where do you find the heat sort of resides when you eat it? For me, it's like all the front of the tongue. It doesn't really hit the back of your throat, a little bit back there, but it definitely doesn't go down.
100% agree. It's all in the front. It's not really bothering my cheeks very much.
It's not attacking my lips. Like there's a little bit of heat on the lips, but it's not attacking.
None of my lips at all. It's 100% tongue, a very small amount of the roof of my mouth, and I can feel it when I exhale. It's a kind of a pleasant warmth when I exhale. It's not an unbearable heat. A lot of peppers, when you eat even this much, there's a heat that burns, and then as you exhale, it's so hot that it hurts. This is not one of
those.
those.
This is very pleasant. Like, I have to say, like, where the heat resides on your tongue and in your mouth is like ideal.
I very strongly recommend these. I would put these right up there. Like, I've always considered the Brazilian Starfish to be one of my very favorite, which is why I often reference them. And so I will recommend to everyone they should definitely grow the Brazilian Starfish. But if you can't, or if you want to try something similar but a little different, that's these bad boys. This is the Aji Mango. And this would make, I think what I would like to do, if I have enough of them out there, I would actually like to make a sauce that's exclusively these. Maybe I'll use a bell pepper to bulk it out, you know.
I would like to do something with citrus or mango or apricot, something in that realm, with like a savory dish with some heat. Maybe like a chicken dish or something.
Yeah, like a mango chicken with this added to it would be
phenomenal.
It would only add to the dish. It would not change the dish in a dramatic way to make it unpleasant or anything like that. It would be fantastic. I very strongly recommend these. You know, if I was given stars, I would be like 9 out of 10 at the very least.
One of our favorite peppers.
Definitely one of our favorite. I will very likely continue to grow these going forward.